Welcome to the morning's edition of I Don't Know What I'm Going to Do Next. This is what I have online right now. This. Does it look like anything at all? What is the reality? Doesn't it look like 05, hourglass, 50, 50-50? Well, this is the word zero. When you put the Z, the E, the R, and the O together using 2x2 boxes, because that's how they traveled in the boat. Noah's boat was 2x2. So you put Z, E, R, O. When you look at it, the O at the bottom becomes a book, or the letter I when it's attached to the tail of the Z. Connecting tails, elephant tails. Looking at the stories they tell us, this is what I have. The hourglass, a book here, the book, and the book. Now, when you have the book at this corner, this is Rodin's coil. Okay, so that would be the motion of the ocean, the energy power. And in order to create this book, there's a little 7 over here, there's a 7 over here, and there's a 7 over here. 7, 7, 7. The rest are on the inside. 7, 7, 7, covered by 7. 7 upside down, covered by 7, 7, 7. Now, if you take a good look, when you put these together, it becomes 7 with an O, 7 with an O. The 4 sevens create 1 0. 70, 70, 70, 70 equals 280 equals 286. 286s, if you want to look at it that way, or 8 by 6 is 48 times 2 is 96. 7 times 7 is 49 times 7 is 343. DC, DC, DC. Now you want to know about 7D? Here's a 7, here's a D. Here's a 7, here's a D. 707, 70. Because the letter is a D. D and D is 8. 7, 8, 7. Create your gateways. Again, 70 the same way, but we'll put the 0 this way. When you split it, becomes an 8 within its own. But 8 is not alone, and 8 doesn't live alone. 8 lives when 8 is split up. Each individual 8 in its rectangular shape becomes 7117, the gateway of 1771. When you create O and Z and R and E, Z, RO, the R takes up more than one box, and the R alone is 70. The Z is 70 upside down, but Z and R and O and E do not go together. You cannot make an E in boxes having the center line cut, because there is no center line in a single box. It's an open space. You only can create this one and this one. You can't create these two. Re-Oz. It means to refer to Oz. 26 and 15 is 41. 18 and 5 is 23. Creation of AD. After the death of Christ, a new creation. The arrowheads. See the two arrows inside of here? This is the Z inside of here. This is the Z inside of here. You see the H that comes to the formation because it's ZOZ. ZOZ, which will create all of this. This line is the part of the Z line, cutting this angle in half. Cutting this angle in half, it becomes 7D and 7D and 7D, which is 7 and 4, 7 and 4, and 7 and 4. And it takes 5 times 7. 5 times 7 to create it. The half line creates 5. One comes in the middle of everything. One is here, one is here. One is above, one is below, one cuts everything in half. So one is to the left, one is to the right, and one is in between. What's in between? You have to shade out both areas to create the whole one. One is all of all. 26 and 15, 23. This creates 11. This will create 9. 41, 4 times 1, 4 plus 1 is 5 and 4, 9. Bring me in the sun. This is number 18 and number 5, 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 11. This will create 3 after. This will create 0, 9. Because everything that has under the marking of 2 numbers has to have a 0. So 0, 9, all zeros equal 6, becomes 9 and 6. 9 and 6 is 15. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 6 and 5, 11. 6 and 5, 9 and 6 is 15. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5. 6 and 5, 11. 6 and 5, 11. 11, 11 inside a 0. Does that mean if you play with every number, will it be the same? When you create zoo inside Oz, 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 because only putting these letters together, I come out with this over here, which creates the B on the top. BO, 17 the gateway. On this side, okay, it creates the same thing. Creates this BO on this side. Does it create it? No, what one? Oh, yes, this is the backwards. The forward Z creates 7, 8. The backward Z creates the rest. You see it forward and backwards. Kansas City is arrowhead because it creates the arrow within it. Here's 7E. This is the Greek way of E. This is a pointing arrow in ER. Pointing arrow, arrowhead, arrowhead, because this is the arrowhead of the E. Kansas City brings in Highway 70 and brings in Highway 35, Earth creation energy source. Where's the energy source? Well, it's in the tornadoes coming off the Great Lakes. We need to slow down that energy source. We need to freeze everything. I did a video about 3 years ago talking about nothing can happen until we get the big freeze. And I was hoping and wishing and hoping. It was 2011. I was hoping and wishing, and nothing happened. And I didn't really say much about it. In 2012, I was hoping and wishing and hoping and wishing, and 555, and nothing happened. In 2013 and 2014, 4 years later, I'm not even hoping and wishing anymore. I'm not even mentioning it. Here's the big freeze. For me, it freezes every year. And that's how we get 0 time. 0 equals 64. 6 by 4 equals 24x. 6 plus 4 equals 10x in Roman numerals. 70, 70, part of your hourglass. Hourglass. Again, inside of hourglass, okay, 8 and 15 is 23. This becomes your black ball, and this becomes the burgundy ball. HO, okay, is how the stripes run it. HO2, because there's 2 worlds. 21, 36, 44 space, 62 the dog, the queen. Z is what comes out of this. Glass, 7 the gateway, 19 the spirit of the gateway, 20, 39. 39 is inside our house. 3 and 9 is in the right house, the creation, and 9. Just like 2, 3, 4 will accumulate to 10, 10, 10. 8, 9, 2, 3, 4 will be 6, 7, and 8. And 6, 7, 8 is 6 is in the house of creation. 7 is the gateway of spirit. 8 is in the center house. But 8 gets moved into the house of spirit inside of low shoe. So anyways, this is the count for this. This will become 64. This will become 2 times 6, 12. This become 1 times 5, 5. 12 and 5 is 17, the gateway. 2 plus 6, 8. 1 plus 5, 5. 8 and 5 is 13 is the AC power of the gateway of H&H, Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam. They moved that river, my friends. They moved something bigger. This is the discussion of the 9 card. Here's the 2 moons and the 6 and the 8, 7 and the 8 card. Here, here, and here create the 6 card. Here, here, and here create the 6 card. The 4 corners will be in 6, 7, and 8. So that'll be 12. These 2 and these 4 on the outside will be 18, and the 6, 7, and 8 equals to your 30. And then these 2 over here, 32, the gateway. This one over here is inside your 9 card, and these 4 are inside your 9 card, leaving you at 5. It leaves you at 2, and 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 2 and 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. As you can understand, that 0 is all about 4. The 360-degree corners inside and outside will create your 0. Plus the percentages that when you turn 0 around, how it goes to the outside. I would have to put a border line here on the outside of this showing that the extension, okay, of something that's square turning goes out to an extension point, creating your I reality. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. 4 in between, 4 in the corners. All 4s will create equal 0. So you need 4 to create anything at all. And then you need 1 in the center. 4 that picks up 4. That picks up 4 and 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. 16 and 4, bring me the light. And then the inside 4, which has a different reality because it's just like this one. There's inside and outside in between. See this big W here? And this big W here is 46. 69, we need an in, a 23 in to 69 out. 92 is the birth. In cards, we have Jack, Queen, King, but in letters, we have JKL. Believe it or not, the lady card gets after the K. This stands for lady. It's the 12th card. The 12th letter is L. It means she. JKL is 33 for creation. Normally, it's 17, 10, and 11. Equals to 38, the creation of the church. If we were looking at it in French, it'd be valet, 22, dame, 4, which would be 26 inside the doghouse, and roi, 18. We've 44 space inside the 3 different Last night, I saw San Pueblo. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. San Pueblo in my dream last night. Just different ways of rounding things off, putting things in order. This would be the wings of Nibiru, how it's trapped. Here's one world tier, and here's one world tier. Here's the sun here. It's a split sun. We only get to see one side. This is the halfway point of Aleph. 1 and 9 is your birth spirit. It has to be real and fully connected. Then they divide you between the light, 3 and 7. Then they switch it to Venus, and here becomes Neptune. Neptune, the blue world, the world of light. Low Shu is the way it happens. We switch the world up here. This becomes 9 and 1. Man lives in Venus, and his spirit is in 1. Instead of, this would be the Neptune part, but the Neptune is no longer this way. It's now this way. Different vision of the light. I don't know which way to say it. What in the world can this be? It's YOYCC. I put a Y on this side, I put a Y on this side, or I put a D over here. I put a Y here, and I put a Y here, and I put an O in the center. When I put the Y creates the open mouth C with the O in the center. So YOC. Here's a Y over here. See the Y divided big Y? And then the small y next to the square. And these are all Y's. The K is a part of the Y. Y here again. Y here and Y here put together create the O. It's Yo 11. I can't answer that phone. So also here is the Y. If you take a look, it's a Y sitting this way. It's an open mouth Y. It's an angle. Okay. And then this is another part of a Y. You see the way the Y is this way? The only reason I did it all this way is because I just wanted to show you is if I put two lines on each side of a box, it will create all Y's. This one creates the corner. It'll create a corner this way over here. When you put one slash inside a box, this way or this way, this is a 3-7 slash and a 2-8 time heaven of creation of the wing. This is birth spirit of Aleph. This one here creates 4 and 6, Zion Israel, creation of the wings of Zion Israel, Z and N, Zion again. Inside its own box, inside only your perception and your reality. There was one other thing. When you're cutting the boxes in half, you see the L, the short arm and the long arm, the L. This one here says 9 o'clock. If we bring the opposite one in here, this one here, it says 11:45. Forget about the long arm here. This one says 3 o'clock. But this one over here says 12:15. If we bring this one down here, this one says 3:30. But don't forget, 3:30 is not 3:30. It's 3.5. Anything that has to do with a 3 relates to 5. Because in the clock, 60 minutes is 60 minutes, but half is 30. But in 100, 50 is half. So 30 and 50 electric company, and that's the way I line them up. Another thing I wanted to mention is this over here. This here is number 2. This is number 5. This is number 5. This is number 2. 2, 5, 2, 5, 5, 2, 5, 2. When you put 2 and 5 together, it creates a whole space. When you put 2 and 5, this space and this space, this is part of the 5, part of the 2. And the same thing over here. In between creates your 8 or your split hourglass, your 2 diamonds. And in between here and here is actually 1. Once you put 2 spaces together, you get a 1. You no longer get a 0, but you get a 1. Or you get the exclamation point. That stands up. Now you get the A and you get the I. I and A from 52, 52. The plus sign. Wherever you put that dashed line cutting through the plus sign will always turn into a 4. If you have the 5 up, you have 14 around. You have 2 down. This equals to 21. 5 up will mean 2 down. So instead of 21, we don't count the 2, it's 19. But since we don't count the 2 and it's 19, we only count 17. 6 and 5, 11, and 4 is 15. 16, 7, 6 and 4 is 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Plus 5 is up is 19. Don't count the 2. 1, 9 is the birth. Don't count the 2. Make it 17. The gateway. When we have 6 up, we have 14 around. We have 20 total. Take away 1, we have 19. The birth spirit, 19. If we put 3 up over here, we'll have 4 down. We'll have 14 around, plus 3 up is 17, minus the 4 down is 13, is the AC energy. If we have 4 up, then we have 14 around, we have 18, we have 3 down, we have 15, we have the egg, we have the A and E power for the light to pass on through. Do you want to talk about Bonet, the one who was born through the gateway, B and O? Anytime you have a small letter under normally it changes because I haven't worked on it yet because there's a difference. 7, 8, and 9 in French are very special. They go 10, 7, 10, 8, and 10, 9. Automatically, the 9 becomes 0, 9. I'm going to show you on paper. In French, they go 10, 9. Okay? 10 becomes 16, 9 becomes 0, 9 becomes 69, plus 16 equals to 85. 85 and 58 will equal to 44. This is the area space for birth. 0, 9 becomes 15, plus 16 equals to your 31 AC energy. AC energy. This is AF, this is AE. This will create 6, this will create 7. This is your gateway passage for your energy, 15 and 16. And don't forget 15 and 16 because 14, 20, and 26. This 20 plus and minus will bring you to 26, will bring you to 14, is in between 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. You will end up with 31, and you will end up with 54, which brings you back to 85, 85 again. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 equals 54. This is the sun, and this is your AC energy. This will create number 29, and this will create number 7, the gateway to the B world of 2 9s, the split 2 9s, which comes out of this over here, split 2 9s, that shows up, where is it? It shows up over here. When you put 4 together, telephones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you put them back to back, you come up with 9, 7, 7, 9, 16, and 16 is the gateway of the light. This is only a single D formation. This one over here, what is this? This is the 9 card, the same thing as the card over here. The space in the center is empty, the space in the center is full. It creates the 8 for the separated worlds that actually show up on this line over here inside the 8 card. Okay, this is the split. You see the C and the C are the magnets that come together. There's so many ways to look at it. That's why I referred not to talk about it. But in all reality, what we have to understand is it must sit like this. This sits like this. What will happen is this part here is whole. This is the part with the nut in it. This is the part that's screwed in. Okay? And it goes and it takes itself all the way up into this over here. I have the head on me. I have my head. I'm walking. My head is going through a pattern. At the same time, my head is right here. I have my whole head. I put it into the slot. It's my head coming from this world going into the slot. It's my cube going into the slot. Higher and higher, balls and bases, touchdowns, Philip screwdrivers, Philip in Great Britain, feel on the heel, the file, the pedophile. Feel means to line up, feel means to feel her up, feel means to feel it off. Feel or fee in French says girl, fee fi fo fum. I smell the one of an English one, he says. I'm just throwing these things back and forth This is what happens to 8. This one is 8. This one is 6. This one is 8. This one is 6. The light is split between the two worlds, bringing down one cat. 686, 500, 150, 20, 10, 5, and 1. Monopoly. What? 500? 500, right? 500, 686, and 686. 600 and 600 is 1200, 1360, 1372. Time passage equals 85, 1372, and this becomes 26, 2752. Red Earth. This is the money you need to run these two planets, but there's more. They always give you more. Bob Barker always says you got to have more. You got to have that dollar over. You can lose. I'm giving you $7. You can lose all $7, but you ain't got the dollar to buy anything. You need that $1 that's left over to continue on this marketplace. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. 4 is nothing. Inside of nothing is 1, and that's all of nothing is everything that surrounds 360 degrees that covers inside of 1. 1 covers 360 degrees. If 1 is in the center, it is the core part and part of an whole. It is 50 because it is split either this way and either this way, making each one of these corners part of 25 because it's half, because the center took away the other half of 50, becomes 75. 6.25, 6.25, 6.25, 6.25 times 4 is 25. 6.25 times 41, because it's 4 corners and 1 in the center, equals 25,625 of the man count. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Trying to keep it short. Thank you.